Elon Musk's latest aerospace breakthrough just ended Russia's nuclear dominance, rewriting modern warfare. Reports have emerged of a nuclear-capable aircraft intercepting and neutralizing a Russian nuclear threat, an unprecedented military feat allegedly developed with input from Elon Musk. The aircraft is said to be powered by a nuclear reactor and advanced propulsion technology, challenging conventional aviation limits. But how does this anti-gravity fighter jet work, and could this signal the dawn of a new era in military supremacy? Join us as we uncover the shocking truth behind Elon Musk's alleged anti-gravity aircraft and its impact on global security. For over a century, war aviation has made strides at lightning speed. From the slow, fragile warbirds of the First World War to supersonic stealth warriors of the 21st century, technology has expanded the limits of speed, maneuverability, and firepower ever larger. With all of these rapid advancements, there is one fundamental principle that has not shifted. Traditional airplanes still operate under combustion propulsion and aerodynamics. Jet engines and stealth technology may have advanced considerably from the old days, but they are still bound by the same physical principles. There are now speculations that Elon Musk has taken advanced aerospace engineering to a new level altogether, designing a nuclear-powered anti-gravity aircraft. If the technology becomes a reality, it would render traditional fighter jets obsolete, shattering the speed, fuel efficiency, and even radar detectability barriers. Since the advent of air-to-air fighting, the world superpowers have been competing in a technology war that does not seem to end, each one wanting to control the sky. Dogfighting first made an appearance in World War I, where aerial fighter pilots clashed, whereas World War II brought forth jet propulsion technology that revolutionized air warfare in general with the Messerschmitt Me-262 and P-51 Mustang airplanes. The Cold War introduced stealth fighters, intercontinental bombers, and nuclear-capable aircraft, driving the arms race to terrifying new heights. Drones and AI warfare have emerged as a hot topic of today's world, with the US MQ-9 Reaper and China's Wing-Long leading the pack. The future war has remained in the balance for decades, with different top countries racing to overtake one another with superior technology. War in the air has evolved many times since the very first dogfights during World War I up to the most advanced drone wars in modern days. In the 1930s, the British Royal Air Force initially used radio-controlled de Havilland Tiger Moth target drones to train anti-aircraft weapons. This pioneering use of unmanned aerial vehicles laid the foundation for modern drone warfare. The Germans further developed the idea in 1944 by designing the V-1 flying bomb, the first cruise missile, which was aimed at London during World War II. While not a direct precursor, it did unveil the concept of unmanned aerial threats. The U.S. followed up with the development of the idea, using the AQM-34 Ryan Fire-B unmanned vehicles to conduct reconnaissance in the Vietnam conflict, and then the MQ-1 Predator, which revolutionized air warfare with video monitoring in real time, GPS targeting, and precision strikes. But then emerged a new technology, one that might make all previous aerial war systems redundant. Elon Musk's game changer, an anti-gravity, nuclear-powered fighter plane, might usher in a new era where speed, maneuverability, and endurance hitherto unheard of will be the norm of the day. Reports say Musk's airplane has no visible propulsion system, no heat signature, and no aerodynamic limits. It defies physics, going faster than possible, turning on a dime instantly, and vanishing from radar with no indication. The possibilities are staggering. United States-Russia tensions since the Second World War have grown through ever-enduring weapons races. The Cold War may have passed, but war over technological superiority has never really ended. Now, a new game-changer called a gravity-defying plane is set to reverse the tables of power. The very idea of anti-gravity propulsion was once ridiculed as science fiction, but theoretical physics suggests that it could be possible. If the hypotheses regarding quantum field interaction and zero-point energy hold water, then this kind of airplane will be able to accelerate at almost instant speeds, possess unlimited maneuverability, and be completely invisible to radar. There would be no sound barrier, no heat signature, and no fossil fuel requirement, just naked, unadulterated flight. Conspiracy theories about secret U.S. military projects, black-budget activities, and reverse-engineered extraterrestrial technology have played the subject for decades, but now news of leaked documents suggests Elon Musk unlocked the secret. Speculation mounted after a never officially confirmed event transpired. The future of air combat is going to be revolutionized, and leading this revolution is a name that has already revolutionized a few industries: Elon Musk. Known to have revolutionized the electric vehicle and space travel industries, Musk is now set to be revolutionizing military aviation with a nuclear-powered anti-gravity aircraft. If it materializes, not only will it upset conventional plane designs, but it will also render conventional fighter jets useless. Elon Musk has never been one to play it safe. With SpaceX, he revolutionized travel to space by accomplishing reusable rockets. His work at Tesla transformed the electric car and battery game. But could his next game-changer come in the field of military aviation? Elon Musk has a history of making skeptics eat their words. When Tesla first announced its drive for electric cars, detractors laughed it off as a joke. Today, Tesla leads the EV market, driving battery technology and autonomous capabilities by leaps and bounds. Similarly, SpaceX's vision for reusable rockets was laughed off until it became a reality, reducing the cost of space travel by half. If Musk is getting into military aviation now, he will be doing it in the same revolutionary style. His innovations marry the newest technology with ambitiously advancing engineering targets, so a nuclear-powered anti-gravity plane is a logical way forward. While Musk has not publicly defined a nuclear-powered fighter aircraft plan, his present capabilities in next-generation materials, electric drive, and high-performance battery position him well to undertake such a task. SpaceX's development of the Raptor engine, utilizing a full-flow stage combustion cycle, has already pushed rocket propulsion to new extremes. If Musk applies the same concept to A-plane propulsion, it could revolutionize aerial warfare. Also, Musk has indicated an interest in military applications. In one interview, he suggested that artificial intelligence will be the force to rule next-generation battles and potentially replace human pilots. With the U.S. military increasingly interested in autonomous fighter jets, Musk's involvement in such a venture is not impossible. Whispers of Musk's involvement in secret military projects began circulating after a reported event that never officially took place. Leaked memorandums show an unknown plane intercepted a Russian nuclear warhead midair at impossible speeds. Neither the Pentagon nor the Kremlin will confirm nor deny the incident. However, intelligence sources claim that a never-before-seen aircraft with an unseen mode of propulsion was used. According to some sources, it wasn't any plane, it was Musk's. One of the most surprising claims about this plane is its power source. During the Cold War, the Soviet Union and the U.S. both experimented with nuclear-powered aircraft, but the dangers were too great. Now, Musk is said to be bypassing these limitations with a miniature nuclear reactor providing unlimited flight duration, similar to nuclear submarines that remain underwater for months. With anti-gravity propulsion and a limitless energy source, this aircraft will be able to fly indefinitely at hypersonic speeds well beyond any present military capability. If such an A-plane is available, it would revolutionize the world power equation. The U.S. would have better air superiority with such technology that traditional airplanes, bombers, and even missile defense systems will become redundant. More ominously, though, such a vehicle would entail the potential for an unbeatable first-strike capability, a weapon that could travel anywhere on the globe in minutes with no warning whatsoever. Anti-gravity propulsion is the stuff of science fiction, but for decades, it has been a legitimate area of scientific inquiry. Various theories and experiments indicate that gravity fields can be manipulated to make an aircraft hover, accelerate, and turn in ways that standard physics prohibits. One of the earliest concepts for anti-gravity propulsion was described by scientist Thomas Townsend Brown in the 1920s, who conducted experiments in electrogravitics using high-voltage electrical currents to create lift. While mainstream science is skeptical, the concepts may have been researched in covert military initiatives. Another potential basis for anti-gravity propulsion is the work of Russian physicist Eugene Podkletnov, who in the 1990s claimed to have created a device lowering gravity through the use of superconductors. While his research was never widely replicated, it presented intriguing possibilities. Could it be done by Musk, taking these concepts and turning them into reality? If so, the world has never seen anything like an anti-gravity fighter aircraft. It would be impossible to detect by normal radar, could instantly accelerate, and could travel at staggering velocities without causing G-forces that would destroy a human pilot. To understand the significance of Musk's alleged breakthrough, we need to look first at how military air power has evolved. Early warplanes were slow, primitive biplanes with primitive machine guns. As the war went on, countries created faster, more maneuverable aircraft. By World War II, the German Messerschmitt Me-262 jet fighters and the American P-51 Mustang indicated the possibility of air superiority. The decades of the Cold War saw the development of sophisticated combat aircraft like the F-4 Phantom and the Soviet MiG family, leading to sophisticated stealth fighter aircraft like the F-22 Raptor and the Russian Su-57. These aircraft combine radar-evading technology and high-quality avionics, becoming nearly invisible to opposing air defense networks. Despite all the innovations, they all remained under the disadvantage of conventional jet power, which consumed massive amounts of fuel and put restraints on how far they could fly. Along comes quantum anti-gravity propulsion, a theoretical technology that, if it exists, would totally change everything. Anti-gravity propulsion doesn't need air drag or combustion drives, but warps gravity itself for lift and drive. Scientists and military researchers have theorized how such a system might be built for decades, with speculation rampant as to secret government programs like America's alleged black budget projects. Exotic physics is believed to be the basis of anti-gravity technology, specifically theories involving quantum field interaction and zero-point energy. The forces, in sum, would allow aircraft to fly at spectacular velocities, reverse direction in the blink of an eye, and fly without heat signatures that could be picked up by infrared detectors. Musk's incursion into the realm of high-end aerospace engineering is not surprising. Already, with SpaceX, he has demonstrated reusable rocketry, returning first-stage boosters with precision, something once considered impossible. Tesla's work on battery technology has revolutionized electric propulsion. If anyone has the intelligence, resources, and motivation to push the boundaries of flight, it is Elon Musk. There were rumors of Musk's secret military activities first surfaced after sources reported that one of the test aircraft had destroyed a Russian nuclear strike. The incident remains highly classified, with the Pentagon and Kremlin both labeling the incidents as not being true. However, leaked memos reveal that the alleged aircraft, speculated to have been produced by Musk's Independent Space Research Unit, employed a groundbreaking new propulsion system, which allowed the plane to intercept a nuclear warhead in flight. If Musk's plane had existed, then one of the most revolutionary things about it would have been its power source. Nuclear power planes have been in theory since the Cold War era when the US and the Soviet Union tested nuclear power propulsion for intercontinental bombers. Safety issues and technological shortcomings cut these experiments short. In Musk's case, the plane is said to employ a small nuclear reactor to generate huge amounts of energy without the need for traditional fuel. This would allow it to remain airborne indefinitely, just as nuclear submarines remain underwater for months without needing to be refueled. Combine this with anti-gravity propulsion, and this plane could, in theory, fly at hypersonic speeds far greater than anything seen in military flight. If such an aircraft were to enter the military aviation market, the international military balance of power would shift dramatically. America would possess unparalleled dominance over others, and classical fighter jets, bombers, and even missile defense platforms would become unnecessary. Countries like China and Russia have spent billions of dollars creating advanced fighter aircraft and hypersonic missiles, which would be at a tactical disadvantage. In addition, an anti-gravity plane would potentially change air dominance. Dogfighting in the way to which we have become accustomed would be a thing of the past. If one aircraft could travel instantly at record speed and remain invisible to standard radar, it would then raise serious questions among military planners regarding the feasibility of an unbeatable first strike capability. Although the claims are sensational, the majority of experts rule them out. There has been no material evidence presented to substantiate Musk's anti-gravity aircraft. Some say such technology exists in the theoretical phases of physics and is unlikely to be accomplished in the near future. Moreover, there are significant legal and ethical consequences to using nuclear-powered flight. Global treaties strictly regulate the application of nuclear technology and weapons, and the implementation of the system can lead to another arms race. The idea of nuclear-powered aircraft is not new. Both the United States and the Soviet Union studied nuclear propulsion for military aircraft during the Cold War. The U.S. Air Force's nuclear energy for the propulsion of aircraft program sought to develop bombers with unlimited endurance. The Soviet Union also experimented with nuclear-powered aircraft, including the Tupolev Tu-119. All of these projects were shelved, however, due to radiation exposure hazards, safety concerns, and the advent of mid-air refueling. which made nuclear-powered bombers redundant. Musk's fighter plane would need breakthroughs in reactor miniaturization, radiation shielding, and heat extraction if it is driven by a nuclear reactor. If Elon Musk had built a functioning nuclear-powered anti-gravity A-plane, it would have been the biggest shift in military power since the invention of the nuclear bomb. It would be invincible, able to outmaneuver any existing fighter, evade missile strikes, and remain airborne indefinitely. The stakes for international security would be huge. America, already the world's preeminent military power, would be a virtual force to be reckoned with. Russia and China would have to respond, perhaps further enhancing their own secret space activities. Would it start another arms race? Nations around the world would be vying to invent their own anti-gravity aircraft the way they competitively sought out developing their own nuclear bombs and stealth fighters. The dynamics will be suddenly greatly changed, with conventional air power obsolete in the blink of an eye. Skeptics might criticize that the airplane is strictly fictional, anti-gravity technology still needs to be demonstrated, and nuclear-powered jets have monumental engineering challenges. However, clandestine U.S. military programs have long been thought to be engaged in revolutionary aeronautic technologies. The mythical TR-3B, rumored for many years to be a black program, is reported as an anti-gravity plane already in use. Beyond the application for military purposes, this technology can transform commercial air travel. A commercial anti-gravity jet could put long-distance flight out of commission, crossing continents virtually overnight. Companies like Lockheed Martin, Northrop Grumman, and Boeing will be forced to radically refashion their business models. The classic jet maker's model might be discredited by the focus now put on anti-gravity propulsion. The space business would also be revolutionized. Satellite launches and deep space flights will be so much cheaper and within reach, with anti-gravity technology offering new frontiers in space travel. If Musk's anti-gravity aircraft is true, the global military balance would change overnight. The United States would,